Hey, it's Brad with Raise3D, and we're here in Chicago for IMTS 2024. Glad to be joined by Ed Thomas with Loctite. Ed, how are we doing today?
Pretty good. The traffic at the show has been pretty phenomenal the past couple of days, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes over the next couple of days.
Fantastic. Well, one of the reasons we wanted to talk to you today is, the great partnership that Raise3D and Loctite have.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, how this thing evolved, how you develop these materials for the Raise3D, and what that's looking like in the marketplace so far and where you see it going.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work for Loctite 3D Printing. We manufacture high-end industrial resins, photopolymer resins for DLP style printers such as the one that Raise3D makes. We focus on kind of industrial applications where I'd say niche mechanical properties are kind of a requirement. And what we've seen with Raise3D so far has been a remarkably reliable and user-friendly printer that we were happy to kind of collaborate on to certify our materials to make sure that they print effectively on this printer.
Great, and Loctite, is a very well-established, materials provider. Been around for a long time. You could probably partner with just about anyone you want. What attracted this business partnership strategically to the Raise3D, and what about the DF2 that was appealing for Loctite?
Yeah, well, Raise3D has a very long track record on the FFF printer side. So when we heard that they were entering the DLP space, the resin printer space, we were really excited to partner because they have a long track record of making user-friendly printers specifically. There's a whole array of printers out there that all have their kind of own niche attributes, but user experience is always a really important thing to Loctite as a brand. So it made sense for us to partner with Raise3D.
Relatively speaking, the DF2 and Raise3D's entrance into DLP printing, relatively new.
Yeah.
And so this partnership and these materials, are still in development and just hitting the market. What has your experience been since we've gotten kind of our first feedback from customers?
Yeah, so I mean, the first feedback from customers that we've seen on the Raise3D has been that it's a remarkably robust printer with, like I said, a great user experience. And it's really come in handy for printing, I'd say, our general purpose product line of kind of rigid and tough materials that have really high elongation at break, that are capable of surviving a lot of industrial applications.
Yeah, and obviously we're here at IMTS, and so industrial applications are all around us. Can you give some specific examples of where the DF2 plays best, and particularly with the Loctite materials?
Yeah, it's a good question. And it might not be the most glamorous application, but I think all kinds of kind of connectors and clips that require really high elongation and toughness to survive multiple fastenings and unfastenings is really where a lot of kind of tough Loctite resins shine, but also where the Raise3D printer shines as well, being able to deliver repeatable high tolerance parts for things like clips and connectors.
So we're sitting here next to a big cube of broken parts, and the audience is probably wondering, what is this thing, and how is this stuff related to this conversation?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And really this large tub of basically broken 3D printed parts is essentially an illustration, and it's an illustration of the data that goes into creating a Loctite 3D printing material. So each one of these broken pieces represents a single data point for one of Loctite's resins that essentially goes into the creation of our technical data sheets. So we pride ourselves on having data sheets that are not aspirational, but if you follow our actual workflow on a 3D printer like the DF2, you will actually get the end-use parts that are advertised on our data sheet. We create a wide array of, I'd say, engineering-grade plastics, and when customers buy our material, they know exactly what they're getting.